Okay, guys, we are gonna get a reading in. Let's see what's going on. Current energy, you have fast progress. Move forward with swift precision and do what must be done now. Okay. On the bottom of the deck that you don't see, we have a valley of shadows. Step into the enveloping valley of shadows. Here, fears are faced and the courage is forged in dimly lit paths. So I'm getting that someone could be going through like an awakening, a dark night of the soul. You know, it could be just a huge change in somebody's life. Maybe everything is changing. Let's see here. I'm going to see what spirit animal you got. Elephant, loyalty and royalty. And the porcupine, sensitive, unguarded. Okay, so the first and the second. Okay, so the progress that I'm getting is there's a possibility there's someone who you have realized in your life is really loyal to you. But with this dark path here, the valley, I mean, this shadow time could have put you into a time of being really sensitive and really guarded. The one thing that I do know for sure is that healing is hard. Healing is very hard. If you haven't cried, you haven't healed yet. Healing is a hard process. Everybody thinks it's all sunshine and rainbows and happiness and all this other kind of stuff, but it's not. Healing is very, very hard. And I think this retrograde is calling a lot of people to find their shadow. You know, what's that saying? It says, once you face your fear and you stand there and you face it, nothing else can scare you anymore. I think that someone is finding their shadow, finding what it is that they need to work on. And they're standing in that energy instead of running from it. Okay. Tell me about the current energy, spirit. What's my collective going through? Change. This is a Chariot card. Someone was not happy. Someone is... I believe someone is done trying to look for something else. Because, in this card, this man has the whole world in his hands, but yet he's still looking for something else. And in reverse, this is somebody who does not want to do that anymore. Maybe they had the whole world. They had this Ten of Cups in their hands, and they looked elsewhere. This is somebody who could have chose wrong. This could have been somebody who had everything that they were looking for, but thought that it was somewhere else. And with the Hierophant here, I don't know if somebody's talking to someone. I don't know if someone's being shown something. Yeah, okay, yes. If someone's being shown something. Someone is being shown something that they have been manifesting the wrong way. Okay, so here, this is needing to seek enlightenment. This is already having it, okay? When you actually see the World card, this is how the person's standing, right? So that's what I always say. The Hangman reverse is the World card. It's something that's coming to a completion, like this time of introspect. Like this is somebody who has realized what they've done wrong in their life, or you know, Spirit has shown them something about their future and the way that they were in the past, and they're making a huge change. And it's not a very slow and steady. This is fast progress. Not only is it fast progress, but you got the Chariot, which is very quick coming in. This is finding the duality. Somebody's finding their balance. Somebody's finding their, I just heard inner peace. Someone's finding what it is that they want, but the only way that they were able to find it is in the Valley of the Shadows. Now, Spirit is reminding me of a comment that was made on my page. And someone talked about how the karmics are so horrible and all this kind of stuff. I need everybody to realize, and this took me a really long time to realize too, and I'm not judging no one, is that the karmics are very important in your life. Every karmic that comes into your life is very important because they teach you, or they teach your person, you know, the lessons that they must learn before, you know, you get to the true happiness. In this energy, you know, maybe karmics had to come in and separate a connection, or just come in and teach someone about themselves. Healing. What does somebody have to heal after? Because they played with the too many choices, and they know that they hurt someone. They lied, they cheated, they deceived, you know, and this is a very strong masculine energy. This is someone who refused to look at what their heart felt. This is someone who always went with what their head said, which option seemed, you know, better for me, which one was more financially stable, which one was more easy to deal with, or something like that. And this is someone who's walking away from that. They're releasing something. This is someone who could have even have thought, you know, I'm just gonna go be with this person because it's been easy. It's easy, or I had to. Like, this is somebody who could have maybe chose an ex or a baby mama over baby daddy over the person that they were supposed to be with. I don't know, you take it as resonates, but this is somebody who is learning the lesson and moving on from it. And this is, again, with that completion, the Death card. This, after death comes a new life. And this person now is ready to put in the work. They're ready to reap what it is that they've put the work in for. And this is somebody who has multiple paths again. And at every like change of life, there's always two options to go. You can go forward or you can go back. Okay? This is somebody who I believe is finally in the energy of going forward, but they're, again, in that negative mind space. They were in that negative mind space, and they were in the energy of the Hanged Man. Like transition, you know, somebody who's needing to see something from a different mindset, learn the lesson. And in this deck, it talks about letting go, and this could be letting go of more than one option. Okay, let's take a look at your finances. This is actually my created deck here, and at the end I will pull what sign this reading is for. This is called the bar deck, you know, build a reading deck for anybody who wants to do a reading, but sometimes they forget. Like, I have ADHD, and sometimes my readings will end up being like an hour, 2 hours long, just because I just get off on different things, you know. My mind is focused one direction, but then it goes the opposite, you know. So anyways, as I started this out, loyalty. True friendships and loyalty are among the most important values. Be loyal to your friends. Okay, something with one of your friends or your job. Okay, for some of you guys, this is Spirit saying you need to be loyal with your current job, because Spirit is trying to protect you from a hardship that could come in if you're not loyal. Maybe somebody could be looking at taking another job and it blow up in their face. Okay. Alright, Spirit. Currently, where my collective fears, where are their fears? What are they afraid of right now? And we saw that somebody was afraid of something here. What's their shadow? What are they afraid of? Oh my gosh. Someone's afraid of commitment. I want to be a part of I want you to be a part of my future. Inseparable. Broken and unexpected things didn't go. This is somebody who believes, I mean, I completely understand this. This is somebody who's afraid to be happy. Someone, you know, they give someone commitment and the connection goes amazing and they're so happy, and then just out of the blue, out of nowhere, you know, they are afraid to be broken. They're afraid to give all of their love, maybe because they've been hurt so many times in the past. What's the challenge or the blockage for moving forward right now? So where you can see where the current energy, age issues. You feel too old or too young to date, or have issues with your partner's age. And confusion. You don't know what you want, so you need clarity before you get involved. Okay, this was already this one was already talked about, because, you know, someone was confused, they go to talk to somebody, right? So this, obviously, whoever this reading is for, you know this, you knew that this blockage, and you went ahead and you, I don't know if you talked to your family or your friends, or, you know, a mentor, or, I don't know, a counselor, or life coach or something, you know. But I'm getting like a parent. For a lot of you, it'll be like a parent or somebody who is older than you that has always been there to give you advice. Okay, the future. A card for my collective's future, please, Spirit. Eight of Thoughts. You may feel as though you're restricted by your circumstances you find yourself in, but that's just an illusion. Make a promise to yourself to refuse to be stuck in a situation that's making you unhappy. Don't wait for someone to come to your rescue when you can free yourself. Remember that whole letting go? Maybe somebody's in a connection they need to let go of. Then maybe this, I don't know if this connection is abusive. I don't know if it's just completely unhappy. But someone is needing to let go of something. And for some, it's just someone needs to let go of the fear and the pain. They need to let go of the fear of, if they give a commitment to something and they're really happy, that they are going to lose it. And for others, somebody is needing to take a look at their connection and see if it's still actually right for their life, and if it's not, let it go. Action to take. Participate. Do not confuse intention with entitlement. The entitlement to demand from the world leaves you with nothing. The world is rich, and so are you. And whatever you wish. When you lessen the importance of problems and suffering, life will swing back into balance. Stop the struggle and feel peace. The world responds to you. Okay. I think that's what Spirit is saying is, when you stop being so afraid of being happy, or stop being afraid. Some of you guys are too afraid to let go of a connection because you feel like, you're just older, or, you still want to go back into the dating scene. Spirit's saying, take that chance. Okay. Angel number 0808. You will enter a time of expansion, so begin taking steps forward, achieving your ultimate objective immediately. Finances will miraculously improve. Oh, and someone has their mind set on you. Okay, so you're going to think, I'm getting too old for this, and then, you're like, I don't really want to date, but then you're going to find out that someone actually wants to be with you. Maybe they have for a long time. I'm getting that story in my head about Steve Harvey told about how he said that he was going to get a new car, and his mom always told him, well, son, your old car is still in the driveway on blocks. And then eventually he had to clear that old car out that was broken down and didn't work, and get everything cleaned up and get his life cleaned up, so that something new could actually set in the space where something broken sat. Alright. For my collective to vibe high, please, Spirit. Card. This is a collective reading. I'm just pulling cards as a sign. Which one, Spirit? Emotions. Oh my gosh, somebody is not wanting to talk, or somebody's having a hard time talking. Okay. Emotions. Feel your emotions, be with them, honor them, process them, then move on and enjoy your life. I think I'm getting this as like emotions from the past, things that you went through. Spirit saying, as I always say, you have to feel something to heal it, And this week has been pretty big for me too. It's like, and I always say, if you have a twin flame, you always feel that call back to your twin flame when it is time for you to heal, or whenever it's time for them to heal. And I'm not even gonna lie, like last night, like it was a rough night. It was one of those nights, the healing nights, where you have to process things that you've went through, and the only way that you can do that is to actually allow yourself to feel the pain that you've had. You could have buried it, you could have put it underneath something, but eventually when it's time to heal it, it's going to come out. And I always say, if you're not crying, you're not healing, right? So, last night was one of those nights. It was just like all the emotions just came out of me, and it was rough. Anyways, your healing card, master the steps you are on. Try to avoid harmful influences. Now remember when I said someone's going to someone for advice. Please be careful who you go to advice for. Make sure that you are not going to advice from someone from the opposite sex who could have an interest in you. Make sure you're not going to someone for advice who has ever led you astray, or who screws around on their relationships, or who is not somebody that you couldn't see being in a happy, healthy connection with. If somebody is if you're going to go to advice for someone that you know is a known player, they're going to give you advice from the mindset of a player. So Spirit is saying they need you to go get advice from somebody who is either, they have the ability to tap in to Spirit to help you learn from them, or they are in an established happy connection. And when I say happy, I mean happy. I don't mean a connection that, like this one, is one that should have possibly ended. But one that shows you that helps you find your true path, not just shows you a path that would be worthy of them to walk, or what they would be happy with. Go to somebody who will talk to you with the mindset of making sure that you are walking your true purpose, nothing else. Sorry, I think that's shaking. All right, I'm going to pull these cards. Now, I have moved everything, so I lost my Pisces card. So there's going to be a card in here that says others. If it says others, it's Pisces, okay? This is just extra confirmation. If your sign comes out, this reading is for you. One, two, and three. All right. Signs. We have Gemini, Pisces, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Aquarius, Libra, and Cancer. Okay, so we have Gemini, Pisces. Well, Pisces is the other, So Gemini, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Aquarius, Libra, and Cancer. There's either something you need to let go of, or you need to get through a fear of something that you have. This could be a connection where somebody feels like they're older and they don't want to put themselves back out there, so that they're willing to stay in a connection that makes them miserable, or they're willing to get into a connection that they know is toxic. And Spirit's saying, sometimes you have to be willing to step back from what you thought that you want for something that you actually need. Spirit won't take you out of something if they don't have a path for you to go. You have two choices. Are you going to go forward, or are you going to go back? And if you choose to go back, you're literally going to live the life that you had in the past. You're literally going to repeat a karmic cycle. And Spirit's saying, it's time to step off that cycle. How it can go forward in a healthy way is, say if you go back to a past connection, you have had to change. Not only you, but they have had to change. Both of you have had to do the work. If only one of you has done the work, you're going to repeat the past horrible cycle. And Spirit's saying you don't really want to do that. And I know it's Mercury retrograde right now, so that calls in a lot of toxic exes, or just exes in general, that we did not learn something from. And sometimes they are not toxic, but they had a lesson for us in this life. There's a connection to them that we did not learn. Say if you had to learn something from somebody and you blocked them, well, Mercury retrograde, if you had to learn this lesson so that your connection coming forward would be happy, or if you were going to get back with them because it wasn't actually what you thought or whatever, they would come back in to teach you that lesson to help you learn it, or they would come back in healed, and when you are healed, or if it's a twin flame, you will come back into connection or communication, or just like a brief seeing them when it is time to heal. And it's an alert, because your twin flame is not there to be with. And that's the big hype, especially divine feminines have, is they crave to be with their twin flame at the beginning, until they learn that the process is not about your twin, it's about you. It's the call back to you. Your twin is the call back to you. And when you're craving your twin so much, it's because you're craving to be who you authentically are, who you want to be, who you are called to be, where your purpose is called to be. For some of you guys could be called to step out into the light, to actually go through these hard lessons, because you're going to be actually called to be the mentor or the person that everybody goes to for advice in the future. Because remember, there's a purpose in your pain and your healing. Pain is your biggest progressors, and once you have that, once you have healed that, then that helps you when the others come in to your life, that you can now pass on that knowledge, that you can help them learn that, or help them at least know that they are not alone on this path, that, especially if they're going through the dark night of the soul. If you can make it through the dark night of the soul, and someone else is just starting it, you have the ability to reassure them that it'll be okay, that you've been there, that you can make it out of the darkness. You can be the person that helps them get out of that darkness and step into the light. And I'm going to say this, every tarot reader is not exempt from this. Every spiritualist is not exempt from this. Every person on earth is going to deal with this. Okay? We all have lessons that we have to learn. We all have things that we have to go through. And just because you see someone and you think that they're spiritual, maybe this is somebody being called to, they may know someone who's on a spiritual path, and they may know somebody who they feel like, has made it through everything, because they're doing something and that person needs somebody. Okay? That person needs somebody to be there. They need a loyal friend. This person needs a loyal friend, is the energy that I'm getting. I'm going to tell you right now, last night, it was so hard for me, but I had somebody there with me. And just because I read tarot, just because I have healed, and just because I try to help you guys learn the things that I've learned, that doesn't exempt me from still having to learn more lessons. It doesn't exempt me from having to go through the things that every human being has to go through. Everybody needs somebody. So I think this is a call for you to check on your friends that, usually they're the person that everybody goes to. Everybody can't be strong all the time. This is just call and check on your friends that you think are always good, okay? Just call them and let them know that they are important, that you love them, that you care about them. Because sometimes in the midst of always helping everybody else, those who do the spiritual work, who have tried to help everybody else, they forget to take care of themselves. Okay? Anyways, that's what I have for you guys. I hope this helped. Be being really drawn to this. If you've had somebody pass on, or if that's one of the things that somebody's dealing with that, you know, is having a hard time with, what that person needs to tell you. As a soul, I can be in several places at once. I am just a thought away. This person is telling you, you have nothing to feel guilty about. This person's trying to tell you that they're still here with you. 3030 on the clock. If you want to look up that angel number or that synchronicity, 3s or 3030. This is somebody who may be hurting when they think of somebody. Somebody may have lost somebody and Spirit's trying to get them to step out. Maybe whenever this person thinks about that person, it hurts. And so they're afraid to feel that again. This could be, the person who's hurting could have lost many people in their lives, okay? And they could have that abandonment fear, whether it's, you know, someone who just went through a divorce or somebody who has lost a whole lot of people. And this person who's on the other side is saying, you know, they're still here. They're just a thought away. And don't think about, you know, don't be stuck in something of the past. Like, this is this person telling whoever it is, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to let go and be happy. They want this person to move on and be happy from something. Yeah. This is a really heavy feeling, and don't want to cry right now. So, yeah. I'm going to let you go, but if this is you and you're crying, just know you are loved. This person does check in on you. And that when you need them, just remember them. Because remember, you had the thought. You had the thoughts card. Yeah. Remember, as I always say, feel it to heal it. Sometimes it's not the pain that you need to feel of losing somebody. It's the happiness that you did have with them. Because remember, in this life, we're not promised forever, and God lets us borrow people for a time, but their soul is only here for a certain amount of time. 33 on the clock. Their soul is only here for a time, so that they can learn the lessons. And once their soul learns the lessons and they progress, or, you know, if the soul is just done, then it's time for them to go before they hurt themselves. You know, we can't see God's big picture, but God can. God could see that someone was going to be even more in pain if they stayed, or somebody's going to see, or God can see, you know, that, you know, if they stayed here, they'd be swayed into really bad things, and their soul would go the opposite way. Spirit sees the big picture, because time is not real, especially in the 5D. We're in the 3D. We can only see it from a time perspective, but Spirit can see a long time down the road from us, when we can only see this little step that we have in front of us. So Spirit says, trust. Trust and have faith in Him. You master the step you're on, and He will guide your steps in the future. He will see where you need to go. You know, sometimes we have stumbling blocks because we're going the wrong way, or you know, that happens a lot too when we're going to be on our true path and we're going to be doing our true purpose. The devil's going to come in and try to hurt us or sway us off of our path so that we don't stand in our purpose. And it's usually after those times of struggle, of pain, of hardships, that's usually the time after that is where, if we stood strong in our faith and we were loyal, and this part I'm getting, you know, loyal to God, you know, that He will lead and guide us. He will get us to where we need to go, just like Joseph, just like David when he went to go fight Goliath. David didn't focus on how big the giant was. He didn't focus on how strong the giant was. He didn't focus on how powerful the giant was. What he focused on was how big God is, how powerful God is, how strong God is. And he had his faith. He could have chose to focus on the hard, but, he could have chose to focus on the hard or the pain, but Spirit's calling somebody to focus on the faith. I just heard, you don't have to have faith in the human because God's got you. I think somebody knows this, but they're still having to go through this, whatever it is that they're going through. This is a hard energy, guys. So if you've got friends going through something, please check in on them. Make sure that they know that they are loved. And if this is you, collective, if you are going through this hardship, just know that you are loved. And I promise you, there's always a light after the darkness. You know, if you keep walking through the dark, eventually you will find the light. Just don't give up 2 minutes before your miracle, okay? That's what I have for you guys. Hope this helped. Till next time, as always, stay weird.